السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جميعا أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. Today I'd like to talk about what is the future of Islam in the United States of America. And this is something that every Western Muslim or American Muslim, despite the nationality, not looking at race or nationality, but looking at the Muslim body in the United States of America. Where is the future of Islam heading to? Now, this particular topic related to the Muslims in the US, the African American Muslim community, including the Arab Muslim community, including the Desi Muslim community, including every aspect of the Muslim community in the US. Where is the future of Islam heading? And the reason why I asked this question, it is because of some of the things that are being promoted in the Muslim community from different sides or different sections or segments. Somebody asks, what is this observation that you're speaking about? And I'm speaking about certain Muslim groups, certain Muslim parties, certain agendas that is being pushed by Muslims in the US that has nothing to do with Islam. Okay, so one side that is very noticeable is from how Islam is being presented by Muslims in the US on social media. And when I look at social media as it is today, some of the things that are being pushed, in particular on YouTube by Muslim YouTubers and other Muslims on social media, it let me question what are the Muslims falling into. Some of the agendas that are being pushed by Muslims in the US, which is very clear on social media, is politics or American politics that have nothing to do with Islam. I want to give some content to this. Reading from our brother Abu Aliyah Abdul Battle, a post of his on June 10th at 7:46. Our brother Abu Aliyah Abdul Battle has said, today I would like to begin with the terms used by Western liberals and the state-controlled media that's classified Muslims. One, he said, the traditionists, close to what we say is a Salafi. Two, the moderates, the one who believe that Islam is law, have to adapt to the changes of error. They use cases of aberration in usulu fiqh, nasikh, wa mansukh to defend their argument. And for example, Yaqeen Institute and Ikna and Isna. My commentary on this point is for the Yaqeen Institute that we find them pushing the left agenda. that left politics. And that could be seen by Yakin Institute, who was leaning towards the LBGQTI agenda, which Islam is totally against the LBGQTI agenda. Continue reading. 3. Islamists, any Muslims who support militancy and adhere to the fundamentals of Islam, they are similar to what we say are the jihadi. Here in the West, the West connects Islam to the objective instead of using terrorists. 4. The separatist or secularist, one who believes that religion is a private matter. For example, worshiping Allah in your house, the masjid, and don't influence society with much with religion or Islamic teaching. And these, unfortunately, movements are in the Muslim world. 5. The reformist traditionalists, those who believe that in order for Islam to remain appealing today, they are willing to discuss reforms and reinterpretation and offer certain concessions. This sect holds certain acts of the Sharia as problematic in today's world, hence will evade them. These are the people such like Yasser Qadi and Jonathan Brown and etc. 6. The conservative traditionalists consider everything from Islam to be correct and acceptable. However, they aren't really in favor of reinstalling such belief or practice. They tend to be just blind followers, basing their practice and beliefs from a geographic region or hereditary custom. Similar to the Muslims from the subcontinent of the Hanafis. 7. The fundamentalist, anyone who believes in the strict literal interpretations of the scripture in Islam and at times fall into extreme in their beliefs like the Khawarijites. This term can be applied to the Zahri school as well in a lesser form of extremity. Right, in the Zahri school, we'll discuss about later on because it's something totally different. Understanding these terms or class as Muslims can give you an idea of the person's creed from the era or this era. Right, so he mentioned 6, 7. My eyes a little bit bad. The traditionists, the moderates, the Islamists, the secularists, the reformists, the conservative, the fundamentals. I had told the brother that he missed a group. There's a group that he missed from the Muslims in the West. He mentioned those moderates who push the left agenda, such as Yakin Institute, but he forgot to mention the white ring Muslim who push some of the white ring politics. Let me give you some content to that. So the first picture I'm going to show you, I don't know how well people could see that. This is content from who? Who is this content from? This is from Daniel Hachikachu. Now, Daniel Hachikachu, who used to be a former member of Yakin Institute, who left because of disputes, and he has made a platform for himself on YouTube, on social media, and this is a screenshot from his Telegram group. Now, Daniel Hachikachu, who has exposed the Yad King Institute from pushing the left agenda using Islam or using the Muslim to press or to push, promote the left agenda with Muslims. And for example, he speaks about their Yad King Institute, their promoting the LBGQTI agenda, which made Daniel Hachikichu very popular with Muslims on social media. So Daniel Hachikichu, in his post right here, I have very bad eyes, and I can't see even with my glasses on because the screenshot is so small. It says, it's shocking how many American Muslim women who are practicing and activities of the Muslim community are noticing but the NPC bots. So he's pushing here some of the white ring politics where he's condemning Muslim women from pushing the critical race theory, which he says the critical race theory is pushing the LBGQTI agenda, but in reality, some of CRT theory is pushing against white wing politics, white supremacy. So Daniel Hachikachu, in another post, here, which he's protecting and saying that the white ring, white supremacists, that basically they're good peoples. He's saying basically that the white ring politics is very much like the Muslim politics, or have the same belief as Muslims. I want to blow up this picture for myself because it's very small. I can't see it, but I know I have it on my photos. I always save these things. So I want to read it. So I can get a closer and clearer and read what he actually said. And I'm so blind. And my computer's taking long to load. Here we go. I found it. So he says here, Daniel Hachikachu, February 5th, 2019, he said the far right is definitely sympathetic to Islamic values. As I have written before, as he has noticed before, written before, so much of the right wing consists of people who are sick and tired of the leftist cultural projects that push feminism, homosexuality, and cross-dressing and society, and label whoever does not embrace that filth with smiles and rainbow pins are fascists. People are tired of this garbage. In terms on online white supremacist cultures, in terms of the online white supremacist culture, You have the most hardcore neo-Nazis calling for the white Sharia. Oh, he loved this. Daniel Hachikaju, he loves this. This might seem counterintuitive, but it makes perfect sense. The Sharia is an antidote to so many of the modernity social ills, the base of sexual promiscuity, the collapse of marriage, and annihilation of the family institutions, and the erosion of the gender roles, and the disappearance of the male authority, and etc. These white supremacists collectively identify the Sharia as the culture of the culture for this cancer. So Daniel Hachikachu, who's praising the white ring, white supremacists, he's praising them. So if all the groups I have read before and mentioned who are pushing agenda in politics that have nothing to do with Islam in America, makes me question, what is the future of Islam in America? More so, I don't think I have it here. I want to look for Daniel Hachikachu statements about George Floyd. I hope I can find it. I know I have it right here. I want to find it on my phone so I can show people. I thought I was prepared, but I didn't add this clip from his Telegram account. So related to George Floyd, Daniel Hachikachu have said related to George Floyd that George Floyd died by an overdose, and he did not die by the police officer, Derek Chauvin, putting his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. I want to show this. I don't want people to take my word about Daniel Hachikachu. I don't want nobody to say Abu Bara Muhammad Amriki is lying on him. I want to show you the actual text where he say this. I'm looking for it. I was hoping I had it saved here on my phone, but I know it's on my Facebook account, and I don't want to leave off my Facebook just to look for that, because I might lose my feed, or I might not. I think I'm going to take my chances, because this is very important. This is very important that people see this. Very important people see this. Very important. I hope I don't lose. Here we go. Let me save it. How many times I save this? Let me add it now. So I don't want no one to say that Abu Bara Muhammad Amriki is lying about Daniel Hachikachu. I'm uploading the screenshot. I want nobody to say that Abu Bara Muhammad Amriki is lying about Daniel Hachikachu. So Daniel Hachikachu, he had said on his Telegram group called Clap back alliance. The forward message from Daniel Hachikachu official Telegram account. He said, "Oh, I almost forgot the simp on fentanyl a fentanyl addicted criminal who obviously died of a drug overdose." So we have it here that Daniel Hachikachu, who's praising white wing politics, white supremacists, out of his own mouth, praising them, saying they want the white Sharia law, giving sympathy to white supremacists. And he is also speaking and promoting the same type of filthy white wing politics and white supremacist message within his own social media. George Floyd clearly died from Derek Chauvin putting on his neck for 9 minutes, his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. Let's take a look at that. You see here, Black American Muslim opinion. Did you see right there? That's Derek Chauvin with his knee on the neck of George Floyd for 9 minutes. Daniel Hachikachu saying this post on his Telegram group, "Oh, I almost forgot this simp for fentanyl addicted criminals who obviously died of a drug overdose." This is the same rhetoric that white supremacists are speaking across all of their social media in the events of George Floyd death and the going of trial of Derek Chauvin from killing George Floyd. So here we have it here that Daniel Hachikachu is promoting white supremacist politics. Abu Baral is not lying on this person. I'm not lying. Oh, there's more. He also have associates, Daniel Hachikachu, who also promotes white wing politics. And in my book, all of them are suspect racists. Every last one of them. But I want to post before I show you his supporters. Whatever the white wing politics, the white supremacist politics have against black people, Daniel Hachikachu also promotes this on his social media, on his Telegram group and Twitter. Let's read this one. Here's another one. Biographer behind report alleging sexual misconduct by Martin Luther King Jr. say other publication reject his story. Daniel Hachikachu wrote for this, he shared this. He said, "Reckoning if liberals love you. The simpy man celebrate Martin Luther King ironically." This is lies, alleged lies, even say it in an article. And Daniel Hachikachu is promoting this as being true, attacking every black leadership who fought against white supremacy. We're not finished here. Oh, we're not finished. We're not finished. Daniel Hachikachu, he's never finished. He's never finished. He has another one. This time, he tried to use Malcolm X. Oh, subhanAllah. Daniel Hachikachu tried to use Malcolm X to promote his falsehood. Let me look for that one. Here we go right here. Daniel Hachikachu wrote in his Telegram group, He says, I wonder what Dr. Umar Suleiman, who's the head of Yakin Institute, pushing the left propaganda, which Daniel Hachikichu was part of Yakin Institute and left. And now he's pushing the white ring politics. What he write? He said, I wonder what Dr. Umar think about this. And this is Daniel Hachikichu responding to a post he sent of Malcolm X. So this suspect racist tries to promote Malcolm X in the same breath celebrating the murder of George Floyd and not acknowledging that the white police who put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes killed him. Daniel Hachikichu wrote, I wonder what Dr. Umar think about all of the Shiite practice and commemorating them, the birth and the death of Ahlul Bayt. I guess the people like George Floyd, Joyce Fentanyl, making fun of him, George Floyd, Fentanyl Floyd, and Maliki Stabby Brian, who were both also honored at this event, are more worthy of commendation in his eyes. What else can we conclude? Daniel Hachikichu pushing white supremacist agenda. News. If I go to the white ring, white supremacists, the Trumpsters, the Republican, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, if I go to their YouTube channels, if I go to their websites, this is some of the same filth and same narratives that they are pushing. Got a problem with CRT because CRT also is promoting what the white supremacists did to non-white peoples in America, enslaved Africans, killed the indigenous Americans, enslaved the African Americans, killed them, put them in Jim Crow, on top of Jim Crow, boycotting them, preventing them from having business, red zoning them, flooding their community with drugs, mass incarceration. But Daniel Hachikichu, nowhere is he on his social media preaching against white supremacy. Nowhere. To this day, nowhere. I haven't seen one message, one telegram, no Twitter, not on his website, not on his YouTube page. Nowhere does he condemn white supremacy. Nowhere. So as he criticized Yakin Institute from promoting the left politics, he himself is promoting the white wing politics, white supremacist politics. I showed you the post. The rest is on you. Who are some of Daniel Hachikichu buddies? Here's one of his buddies, Saj Lipan, one of his buddies here, who's a graduate from Medina University, who have done many talks and many interviews with Daniel Hachikichu. And not even one time have he questioned Daniel Hachikichu, his social media, the white wing politics that's being promoted in Daniel Hachikichu social media, such as Telegram. If you go to his Telegram, it's far worse. There's no difference from Daniel Hachikichu Telegram and Donald Trump's followers' social media. There's no difference. No difference at all. So this is why I say in this video, what is the future of Islam in America? Because you have the Muslims in America on one side, Yakin Institute pushing the left politics. On the other end, Daniel Hachikichu and his supporters who are pushing white supremacist, white ring politics, and I showed you here, and there's much more to that. And then you have the other Muslim, like Isna and Ikna, pushing American politics and not promoting Islam. And these people are all over social media, all over YouTube, all over Facebook, conferences, lectures, talks, where the Muslim are pushing American filthy, immoral politics. And none of them are pushing Islam. And they're pushing this politics. If you look very clear to it, what have you noticed? You haven't noticed a lot of African American Muslims involved in this. You have noticed that. There's some of them, oh, for sure. Just like you have some black people follow Donald Trump, or Trumpsters, Proud Boys. You have some black people who invaded, who stormed Capitol Hill. You have people like Tom Sawell, who white racists use him, and he allowed himself to be used to fight against black agenda in America. The black agenda fighting against white supremacy. And I'm not saying that every black group who talks about white supremacy, all of them are perfect. Sure, all of them are not perfect. BLM have nothing to do with black peoples. They have nothing to do with the black nuclear family. I can recognize that. I can see the fault in these things. But from these groups I just mentioned, from amongst the Muslim, what is the future of Islam if you have all these different groups? You know how many masjids Ikna have? You know how many masjids Mass have? You know how many masjids that Isna have? You know how many Muslims listen to Yaqeen Institute? Dr. Umar Suleiman? You know how many Muslims follow and listen to Daniel Hachikachu? And all of them are promoting Western American politics, and they're not promoting and teaching Islam. What's going to be the future of Islam in America if you have the Muslims who should know better are the ones who are promoting the unmoral, the unethics of American politics that goes against the Sharia law? What's the future of Islam in America? And then when they look at YouTube or Islam on YouTube, unfortunately, a lot of the Muslims are following the YouTubers, the Muslim YouTubers, especially due to the pandemic of COVID-19. Everybody's in the house, have to listen to something. Everybody's tuned in online. Either they're working online, doing business online, or socially online, meaning they're also learning Islam online from individuals like this. Go look at Yaqeen Institute, see how many hits their videos get. Go to Daniel Hachikachu YouTube channel and see how many hits he gets. They get viewers. And you will find from the Muslims supporting people like Daniel Hachikachu. This guy right here, Sajd. I heard other day Sheikh Usama al-Dhahabi praising him. Sheikh Usama al-Dhahabi, how you say in the video, you have a lecture, a talk online with Muhammad Munir and brother Sheikh Uthman Farouk, and you talk about BLM and promoting Black Lives Matter, not the movement, but how they're important. But you're saying that Saj is doing good dawah. Why you don't ask Saj, why is he connected to Daniel Hachikachu? And why is Daniel Hachikachu promoting white-wing politics, white supremacist politics? Oh, Sheikh Usama al-Dhahabi, won't you ask Saj, what do you feel about George Floyd being killed by police, or Osama Zahabi, who you say that Black Lives Matter, I wonder what would you say? Did George Floyd die from overdose like Daniel Hachikachu claims and is promoted on social media, or did he die by the racist white police officer knee on his neck for 9 minutes? Right here in the photo. 9 minutes. Sheikh Osama Zahabi. You praise the brother Sag, but look who is Sag's right-hand man. Who's this man? Who's this man? Who they arguing and debating with on YouTube? Who are they arguing and debating on YouTube? They're debating and arguing everything that the left say with the right ring approach. No color Allah, no color Rasul. And Sag, he's a graduate from Medina University. How he's gonna love somebody like Daniel Hachikachu, who is not a scholar in Islam, who's not a scholar in Islam. He's not a student of knowledge. He's not a sheikh. He's not a alim. He's not a talib al-ilm. Who a jahil. He said out his own mouth, لا يعرف كيف يتكلم لغة عربية. He said out his own mouth, he doesn't know the Arabic language. He tried for 2 years. He's definitely no scholar in Islam, and he's definitely no student of knowledge. But Sag's following this layman person who's promoting right-wing, white supremacist politics. What is the future of Islam in America if all the Muslims in the West is caught up with this nonsense? And only a small group of peoples is calling to call on Allah and call on Rasul in America. Everybody else is pushing American politics because they're fighting over which group, the left or the conservatives, the liberals or the conservatives, the white wing or the conservatives, the white wing or the left, or the white wing or the liberals or the Republicans or the Democrats. Which one's going to make their lives easy in America? Even Eddie, the Dean Show, watched him a few weeks ago. He brings on his channel a black person who's a hater. He hates black peoples, and he's promoting white ring politics on YouTube. A racist black person who hates black peoples, who's promoting the white ring politics on YouTube, Eddie brings him to his show, the Ding Show, and says to him, me and you, us and the Muslim, have the same views as you. No, we don't have the same views as you. Me as a Muslim, I don't accept white supremacist ideas. Me as a Muslim, for sure I don't accept no homosexual ideas. But Eddie on the Dean Show, like every other YouTuber, Sag Lipan, Daniel Hachikachu, are trying to get views. Because the white wing politics, the Republican politics, get views right now on YouTube. They're hot right now on YouTube. They get the views on YouTube. So these Muslim YouTubers is trying to make money where the money is at on YouTube. What is the future of Islam in America if everybody's following these YouTubers? What is the future of Islam? See, if you got children like myself, if you have family members like myself, if you're Muslim and have people under your care, كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول على رعايتكم. All of you are shepherds, all of you are responsible over your flock. You should be worried about the future of Islam, because the future of Islam, how things are going now, will impact your children in the future. قال الله عز وجل قوا أنفسكم وأهلكم نارا. Save yourself and your family from the fire. These are the YouTubers, the people on social media that the Muslims in America are fighting over and following. The future of Islam is not bright. If you look at what I'm looking at, it is not bright, because it shows that the Muslims in America is not building their foundations on Kitab and Sunnah, but they're building their foundations based on American politics, which build on filth. Filth. It's built on filth. American government killed the indigenous peoples. It's built on white supremacy. American government enslaved the Africans from Africa in this country. For what? For free labor. That's capitalism. And we find the immigrant Muslims in this debate, in this talk, related to the Republicans, Democrat, they fighting over which segment of white supremacy to follow. Well, they're going to follow the white ring politics, the Republicans, who are the what? Aggressive white supremacists, or they're going to follow the Democrats, who are the passive white supremacists. Which one of them are going to allow them to live comfortable and collect money and wealth while they live in America? So if you're going to talk about Yaqeen Institute, which needs to be talked about, supporting the LGBTQ agenda, the left agenda, the Democrat agenda, then you got to talk about Daniel Hachikachu. Why is he supporting right-wing politics? I already showed you here all his statements. He is a suspect racist. Suspect racist. What's the future of Islam in America? It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty if these are the people you're following. Look how many hits and views both of these groups get. Look how many people go out to ICNA convention. ISNA convention. It's ISNA and mass convention. Look at one of the speakers. What is her name? That sister in Michigan who's in politics, who support the LGBTQ agenda, who even push bills against the Sharia law in the Muslim countries. That's somebody they honored in one of their last conventions. What is the future of Islam in America when both sides of the Muslim are pushing politics that have nothing to do with Islam? Know what that means? When Allah sent his punishment to these peoples, for those Muslims who caught on both ends, you're going to get some of that punishment. You're going to get it. Just like Prophet Lut's wife. She was what? Destroyed along with the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. The people of Lut, she was destroyed with them, even though she was not homosexual. She was not gay or lesbian, but she supported them. Allah destroyed her along with the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. And Allah described her in the Quran from the people of the Nar, from the hellfire. So you got Yaqeen Institute pushing that. Then you got people like Daniel Hachikachu pushing the white ring politics. Then you got like Muslims from ICNA and ISNA pushing their politics. These Russian politics that have nothing to do with Islam. And no one is trying to bring the Muslim together except for a few. No one's trying to bring the Muslims together. Out of both of these groups, Yaqeen Institute, how you got time pushing this agenda? And you have amongst the Muslims in your group from different nationalities hate other Muslims based on their nationality. We got racism in the Muslim community. That's something Yaqeen Institute needs to fix. And for Daniel Haqiqatjou and his side of the gang, you should be refuting the beliefs of the white supremacists. Oh, Sajd, you're white, you're Caucasian. You're a Caucasian. You need to be in your white community calling your people to Tawheed. You need to go to those white supremacists and call them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not spend your time worrying about Yaqeen Institute. You didn't see the white man who went in Buffalo and shut up and killed those black peoples in Buffalo, New York. 18-year-old white youth, 18 years old. It shows that in the white community, amongst some of its youth, they are being taught the replacement theory. But you're spending your time, Sajd, and Daniel Haqiqatjou trying to refute CRT. Well, you need to be refuting the replacement theory, because the replacement theory and those whites who believe it, they are killing other non-whites because of this. And the majority of the Muslims in this country, you are not white. You're Asians. You're Desis. And you're Daniel, you're Iranian. They don't see you as a real American. And you, Sajj, you need to be calling your white peoples to Islam. Go to the white supremacists and those white youths and call them to Tawheed. Go refute the replacement theory. I've seen nowhere on none of your guys' channel, Daniel Haqiqatjou or Sajj, nowhere on your channels refuting white supremacist politics, white wing politics, or talk about the replacement theory that many white youth are believing in and white peoples are believing in. I know, Sajj, you don't like me. I asked you, I called you out on this. You, Daniel, you're a coward. I called you out on this. You're a coward. You are a coward. You are a coward. Because when anybody bring these issues up with you, you automatically block. You are a coward. And you can hide behind these sheets, these white sheets of yours, this Telegram, social media. You can't hide behind this stuff forever. Daniel Haqiqatjou whole platform, he's trying to convince these white rings, these racists, trying to convince them to embrace Islam. How are you going to convince people to these racists to embrace Islam when you're holding the same beliefs as theirs? As you are sharing their own content. Go to your Telegram, Daniel Haqiqatjou. In your Telegram, you are just reposting their same rhetoric from their social media content. So how are you going to teach them? How are you going to change them when you're sharing their content on your social media? Daniel Haqiqatjou هو ذو وجهين مثل الشخص بلسانين. He's like a person who has two faces, two tongues. On YouTube and his website, he give you one message. But when you go to his Telegram, his social media like Telegram, you see the real Daniel Haqiqatjou, where we pulled and I pulled all these racist posts from him about George Floyd, Martin Luther King Jr., and other racist content. Your whole Telegram is full of anti-COVID vaccines and this. That's your whole Telegram. The same rhetoric and nonsense on the white wing Republicans, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, the same rhetoric on their social media. You got the same rhetoric on your social media and Telegram. Let's go to it. Go to Telegram and put in the search engine Daniel Hachikachu. It's gonna take you to this guy's Telegram channel. You're gonna see all this nonsense there. What is the history of Islam in America? Where is the history of Islam in America? Where is heading to? This is something that we need to ask ourselves. And inshallah, in the part 2, I will talk about that. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik wa shadada wa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And if anybody, if you like my show and you like some of the content, please click like and share. And if you're following me on Facebook, please follow me at Black American Muslim Opinions. You can find the description for our channel on in this description for our page on Facebook. And if anybody would like to donate and you like these type of shows, you could definitely hit me off at Cash App to help our channel and our movement and our voice grow. And you could definitely find that description also, or that link also in the description of the video.